In today's video, I'm going to be cleaning up my own car and applying some extra protection to it to get it ready for winter. I'm going to be using the help of some products which have been kindly sent to test out, as well as some that I've purchased myself, all of which I'll be giving you my honest opinions on throughout the video. So there had been a recent storm which had made the roof, boot lid and bonnet pretty full of watermarks and debris that were definitely bothering me and needed shifting. So although this car may not look particularly dirty, at least by my standards, it was definitely ready for a good wash. The first thing that I did, as always, was clean the wheels, and I went in with Garage Therapy Citrus at 1:20 dilution in my carbon collective spray bottle in order to pre-wash those first. I followed things up with Squid Ink's Blue Lagoon wheel cleaner that acts as a wheel shampoo too, and went for a 1:9 dilution in my foam cannon and a drizzle in the wheel bucket too. I'm a big fan of wheel shampoos for maintenance cleaning as they aren't overly aggressive and add a good amount of slickness in order to reduce the risk of wash marring. So these wheels have been ceramic coated previously, which is helping to keep them much cleaner between washes, so using harsher chemicals just really isn't necessary. I also like using wheel shampoo to maintain an existing tyre dressing rather than stripping it completely, again using a harsher chemical. It provides a deeper clean than a regular pH neutral shampoo that you might use for the paintwork, but also won't strip the tyre dressing that's on there, so it's very helpful for maintaining and means that I don't have to constantly batter the sidewall using heavy tyre cleaners. When I'd finished cleaning up the wheels, I did top up the protection using G-Technic Hydro Coat. I really like experiment sealants for wheels as they just are so quick to apply, and with my wheels having so many spokes, applying the product by hand just isn't practical on a maintenance basis. For the pre-wash, I went in with Squid Ink Alka Froth, and I went for 50ml into 700ml of water. Now this is an alkaline snow foam which does have a good amount of cleaning ability, and is actually my favourite snow foam. There's no need to layer it over a citrus on a car like this which has been well maintained, and the dwell time of it is just solid. I can leave it on there for up to 10 minutes before I feel like I need it rinsing off. So there's no rush and it gives me time to clean out my wheel bucket in between. If you are enjoying the video so far, then it would be brilliant if you could drop it a like, as it does really help push the video out to more people, and also it'd be brilliant if you could consider subscribing if you are new here too. For the contact wash, I went in with Yum Reset in order to decontaminate the paintwork of mineral deposits, as it was pretty covered in them after the recent storm. Here I went for 50ml into 750ml of water in my foam cannon and applied that to the entire car, and then also had one bucket which I filled with water and some of the shampoo in order to rinse my mitt out in between panels. This is an acidic shampoo, so not something I use on every wash, just something that helps to decontaminate the paintwork from time to time. On average, I'm using this on my own vehicle between every 2 to 3 months, and it just helps keep the ceramic coating on there nice and fresh. I wanted to apply some top-up protection to the windscreen in order to help me get through winter, and although the existing protection that I had on there was doing pretty well, there was some signs of it starting to clog, so I went in with Garage Therapy's water spot remover and worked that in with the mitt with some Yum Reset shampoo on, and this just helps to unclog that coating. Often when I am applying new protection to the glass, I will go ahead and polish it. However, on this occasion it just didn't really justify it, and a quick freshen up was all that's needed, and using a water spot remover just allows me to do that very quickly. The protection that I opted for on the windscreen was Yum Glass Plus, which is super hydrophobic, although not the most durable that I've used. Typically, I'll get about 6 to 8 weeks out of this without using any top-up protection. However, I usually use a hydrophobic glass cleaner on every other wash, and when I do that, I can keep it going for several months before it needs topping up. This one's really easy to apply using the existing applicator, and also does benefit from a damp microfiber towel on removal, so I'm not left behind with any streaks or residue. Whilst I was waiting for it to cure, I also did take the opportunity to remove the windscreen wipers and give those a bit of a clean using the Garage Therapy Citrus again, and then I just used a damp microfiber towel to remove the residue. In order to apply a topper to the ceramic coating, I first went around the car with Geon Prep to cleanse the surface and remove any oils that might interfere with the process. So the protection that I went for was Geon Canco Evo, as I've been really impressed with this product over the past year. Although the ceramic coating was actually looking really fresh on my car, there were a few areas that I think it needed a top up, just to give it that final boost and make my life a little bit easier over the winter months to help keep the car cleaner between washes. On the tyres, I went for Garage Therapy Tyre Serum, as this just helps to condition the rubber and also leaves that really nice satin finish. I also opted for Garage Therapy's trim at a 1:4 dilution in order to dress the plastic wheel arches and finish off the look. I then moved on to the interior of the vehicle, and the first product I did actually start with was again Garage Therapy's Tyre Serum, and I use this on a routine basis in order to add some protection to the rubber seals and keep them in good condition in the same way that it does with the tyre sidewalls. To wipe down the door shuts, I went for Geon Eco Wash at 1:20 dilution. I wipe down the door shuts on every wash so they never get too dirty, and using a waterless wash product like this is just really nice and easy. I had applied DIY Details interior ceramic protection to this car about a month prior to filming this video, so going forwards I've just been maintaining that with an interior quick detailer, and in this case I'm using the CarPro one. I also took the opportunity to give the leather a deep clean and apply my protection. So typically I use the Geist kit for this, which consists of 3 products, so a cleaner, a conditioner and a sealant. The cleaner is fairly self-explanatory, but the conditioner is something that you can apply and actually leave overnight, allowing it to really soak into the leather. Then the following day the excess can be removed and the sealant can then be applied on top. So although it's a fairly involved process, it does take over a day to fully complete. I've really noticed that it's helped to slow the aging down on my leather seats. In particular, the driver's side was showing some signs of wear, and this combination of products I think has helped to slow that down over the last couple of years of using it.